Releasing in 2007 for the Xbox 360, Halo 3 became the biggest selling Halo game of all time. With its revolutionary graphics, massive multiplayer catalog, and a deep storytelling campaign, Halo 3 has gone down in history as one of the most iconic video games of all time. Whether gamers had differing opinions of it, they can agree that this game had a huge impact in the gaming world. This game is the concluding chapter of the Master Chief trilogy, since Halo 2 left everyone on such a huge cliffhanger. This is also the final game in which the Halo main theme was composed. That is because the following two Halo games released from Bungie both took different approaches on setting the tone and theme for their respective games. The simple way to put it, if you lined up all the Halo games in a row and needed to group them based off a musical approach, in my humble opinion, Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, and Halo 3 are their own group. This is because they all share and amplify elements from each other, strengthening their bond and being part of a larger musical score altogether. It's a culmination of Chief and Arbiter's story alongside the Halo rings and the greater galaxy as a whole. You can really feel it within the music too, with beautiful orchestral tracks utilized in important scenes of this game, borrowing strong themes from previous entries and redesigning them with more robust instrument sounds, showcasing the quality of newer production equipment while keeping its core themes and motifs intact. Being able to recognize and enjoy some of these older songs is a separate love letter to the Halo music fans, and I for one really appreciate it. With that being said, I will include a helpful visual on screen to signify if the song in play is a rework of an older song by highlighting it in blue. Strap into your Mjolnir one more time as we finish this fight against the Covenant and put a close to this chapter of Halo's story. Before we begin, we must always touch on the menu music, since the Halo games always have well-crafted menus to navigate through. In this particular instance, we have a subdued background similar to the Halo 2's menu, but this time with some more in-game assets moving about in the background. We get 4 songs that play here, each carefully selected for its hushed tones as the game quietly beckons you to begin your journey. First, the Halo theme plays, which oddly enough isn't included in the album, I believe. Next, a beautiful rendition of Never Forget, followed by No More Dead Heroes, and lastly, Choose Wisely. All of these songs really elevate the menu navigation for the player, and every time I play this game, I always get excited to start the adventure due to the music here.
They let me pick. Did I ever tell you that? Choose whichever Spartan I wanted. You know me. I did my research, watched as you became the soldier we needed you to be. Like the others, you were strong and swift and brave. A natural leader.
The scene opens up with Cortana talking to presumably Master Chief about why she selected him as her companion. We see in the distance something falling from the sky and racing towards the camera, with Cortana finishing her statement about Chief's remarkable luck he possesses.
Was I wrong?
We transition to a somber track played, Luck, and a squad of Marines surrounding Master Chief's frozen body. After falling from space, it would be hard to imagine someone surviving that. But this isn't just anybody. Johnson is overseeing this recovery op, and the somber strings continue to surround you, the player, as the team assesses what to do with Chief.
His armor's locked up. Gel layer could have taken most of the impact. don't know, Sergeant Major.
Radio for Vito. Heavy lift gear.
Then,
Not leaving him
when
here.
it seems as if nothing can be done, the musical tone increases with a triumphant praise, and our hero stands up, assuring Johnson that he is mission capable.
One of these days, you're gonna land on something as stubborn as you are. And I don't do bits and pieces. Where is she, Chief? Where's Cortana?
Don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it.
She stayed behind.
Corporal, make it quick.
Sorry, sir. Your armor's still in partial lockdown.
Just as quickly as this occurs, someone is standing in the shadows with an active camouflage shrouding them. Chief jumps towards this figure and snatches a magnum from Johnson and is about to blow the head off of the Arbiter, but Johnson yells at him to ensure that they're all on the same side now. The track that is playing through this small section really adds to the tension between Chief and Arbiter since their last encounter. This little musical flair during the short cinematic is already making the game's storytelling that much more impressive. We hear a little piano jingle which signifies the instrument of choice for Halo 3 as the scene closes out. The mission begins with Chief, Arbiter, and Johnson's squad traversing through a dense jungle to make an evacuation from that area. If you don't know, we are currently on Earth and the Covenant have started their invasion of it. Covert-esque music plays in the background as we sneak through the jungle up to a lone squad of Covenant baddies. The track, released, is a much muted sounding track, almost signifying how dense and thick this jungle environment is as we fight our way through several squads of Covenant enemies. This track also has a small piece of A Walk in the Woods playing towards the end, with it having a muted tone as well. We get a short sequence in which Johnson is captured after his Pelican crashes, and later on we need to rescue him and crew. We are accompanied by the track Infiltrate as we head to the location where they are being kept hostage. The interesting sound design for this track adds to the tension by staccato-like notes and drum line. This mission is no longer covert. It's time to come out of the shadows and make our escape, with the music picking up halfway through as waves of new enemies arrive to eliminate you. With their quick defeat and a Pelican arriving, it's time for Chief to return home and regroup with the UNSC to push back the Covenant off of Earth.
Sorry for the tight squeeze. Tell the commander her ace is in the hole.
Check it out. No way. A Spartan?
For real. You better not be.
As the Pelican lands, we are greeted by not only familiar faces, but a familiar theme as well.
I'll bet.
If you can recall back to Halo Combat Evolved,
Likewise, ma'am.
you will remember
Let's get
the
you up to
track
speed.
that plays during Captain Keyes' discussion with Chief. This track does a great job signifying the somber situation with the many casualties scattered throughout the base.
Terrestrial casualties from the subsequent bombardment were extreme. Truth could have landed anywhere, but he committed all his forces here, East Africa, the ruins of New Mombasa. Then they started digging.
What about Halo?
We stopped it, but only temporarily. Now the Prophet of Truth is looking for something called the Ark, where he'll be able to fire all the Halo rings. If he succeeds, humanity, the Covenant, every sentient being in the galaxy.
The rings will kill us all.
Ma'am, I have Lord Hood.
Patch him through.
Good news, Commander Keyes?
Good as it gets, sir.
So I see. What's your status, son?
Green, sir.
Glad to hear it. Commander's come up with a good plan. Without you, I wasn't sure we could pull it off.
Truth's ships are clustered above the excavation site, and his infantry has deployed anti-aircraft batteries around the perimeter. But if we neutralize one of the batteries, punch a hole in Truth's defenses...
I'll initiate a low-level strike. Hit him right where it hurts. I only have a handful of ships, Master Chief.
With introductions out of the way, Keyes discusses with Lord Hood her plan to punch a hole through the Covenant's defense.
Emergency generators, now!
Shielding failed.
While she explains this, the power cuts
As soon
off,
as they're up,
and the
reestablish
Prophet of
contact with
Truth
Lord
barges
Hood.
in
Let him know.
and declares his intentions. The track played here gives such a grandiose, villainous tone to the situation, and promotes it really well by reminding the player the enemy is right on top of them.
Your world will burn until its surface is but glass, and not even your demon will live to creep, blackened from its hole to mar the reflection of our passage, the culmination of our journey. For your destruction is the will of the gods, and I am their instrument.
Cocky bastard just loves to run his mouth.
Does he usually mention me?
Give the order, we're closing shop.
Ma'am?
We're about to get hit.
All personnel.
They're wounded.
Code Alpha
We're
1,
getting all of
prepare
them
for
out.
Immediate evacuation.
I have to carry him myself.
Ma'am, squad leaders are requesting a rally point. Where should they go?
To war.
You spend the entirety of this level running back and forth dealing with the Covenant forces and rearming a bomb while you're at it. Luckily, we get some great tracks to enjoy during these long walks inside the underground base. One is titled The Last of the Brave. It provides a military march tone in its beginning and is followed with some somber heavy pieces as your situation continues to get worse. The beginning section is a rework of Brother in Arms from Halo Combat Evolved, and this time sounds much more impactful since this is quite possibly the humans' final stand against the enemy. Next one is titled Brutes, and you will recognize its opening section as it reminds you of Enough Dead Heroes from Halo Combat Evolved, as you made your daring escape from the Pillar of Autumn all those games ago. Once the bomb is rearmed, it's time to head back to the hangar and escape once more from another dire situation. The level comes crashing down on us, with the bomb detonating as we fall down the elevator with Cortana's words echoing in our ears.
This place will become your tomb.
After waking up again from another terrible crash, it's time to take the Warthogs out for a ride and rendezvous with your unit. As we start this, a familiar tune from Halo 2 plays along titled Out of Shadow. As you can recall, traveling music is important for these sections of Halo games. I love how this track slowly builds up in composition the farther you drive into this first section of the level. It continues to add more and more weight onto you as you get closer and closer to your objective. After a quick stop in a nearby area, we offload some Marines and set course again with a fresh Warthog and crew. This time, another familiar theme comes in from Halo 2 in this game titled To Kill a Demon, and adds that extra bounce we need as we struggle to handle the powerful controls of the Warthog. This section is intense because this is where the true vehicle combat comes into play. Lots of brute choppers, turrets, and wraiths try to annoy us as we get closer to the mission's end, all while the music continues to play, adding a sense of urgency and possibly more stress onto you. The level finishes off with a nice short track from the final piece of To Kill a Demon, which plays as Lord Hood gives Earth's forces a courageous speech and Chief is flown to his next mission.
We don't have much time. Marines, the Prophet of Truth doesn't know it yet, but he's about to get kicked right off his throne. You will take our city back and drive our enemy into the grave they've been so happily digging. One final effort is all that remains.
Chief, the Prophet of Truth has found the Ark. Our only chance of stopping him is a surprise aerial assault. Clear this sector of Covenant anti-air defenses. Make a hole for the Admiral's ships. Good hunting. Keys out.
This is one of the most fun levels in the game. We get a good mixture of indoor and outdoor combat. Last of the Brave is reused here and adds a sense of duty and direction to your mission. This is Our Land chimes here and there and signifies the importance of this battle as we work hard to eliminate the Scarab and head towards the anti-air battery. Unfortunately for this level, there isn't much to write home about during the gameplay sequence, but the closing cinematic is truly incredible. Let's give it a quick watch.
All ships, fire at will.
This is the way the world ends.
As you can see, it starts off strong, with its dignified tone marking the theme of this game. It ends with a huge crescendo as to no avail the Prophet and his fleet escape from Earth through a split-space sphere. Even though this track is short and ends on a bitter note, it still feeds some energy to the player as they hunger to chase after the Covenant.
Evac wounded and regroup. Wherever Truth went.
Sir, new contact slipping in.
What is it? More brutes?
Worse.
Once again, we must deal with the Flood, but now the stakes are much higher since they have landed on Earth. The track, Dread Intrusion, has several different pieces within it. At the beginning of this level, we are given an eerie soundscape track that's reminiscent to older Halo Flood-themed tracks. This dark and creepy sounding piece adds more to the already flood-infested zones that we are revisiting. As you traverse through them, the music continues to haunt you as new forms of flood enemies attack you. This gives you a sense of dread as you and the Arbiter are taking these monsters all on your own. However, halfway through we are joined by some elites and the music pace and tone changes as now your situation doesn't seem as overwhelming in gloom. With a strong tempo theme encouraging you to not give up hope and to push through towards your objective, we make our way towards the crashed ship and dive inside to retrieve Cortana. This next cinematic is one of the best ones in this game. We get 3 great scenes with 3 great music to boot. First is the final piece of Dread Intrusion track, as you are still inside the flood-infected ship and trying to talk to Cortana.
Reclaimer. I must act quickly before your construct suffers any further trauma.
Leave her alone.
If we do not take this device to a safe location, somewhere I can make repairs.
On Halo, you tried to kill Cortana. You tried to kill me.
Protocol dictated my response. She had the activation index, and you were going to destroy my installation. You did destroy my installation. Now I have only one function: to help you, Reclaimer, as I always should have done.
Oracle? Can it be saved?
Uncertain. This storage device has suffered considerable trouble. Its matrices are highly unstable.
Perhaps one of our technicians.
That will not be necessary.
Chief!
Success!
High Charity, the Prophet's holy city is on its way to Earth, with an army of Flood. I can't tell you everything.
The next scene starts, Follow Our Brothers, with its subtle, beautiful, soft version of Under Cover of Night melody from Halo Combat Evolved, gently playing in the background over an intense scene between two former opposing sides of the war. It's such an amazingly written scene, with the music doing an excellent job to convey the atmosphere of the conversation, since both sides are not fully trusting each other yet.
Hurry, Chief. The Ark. There isn't much time.
I'm sorry.
No matter, Oracle. We've heard enough. Our fight is through the portal, with the brutes and the bastard truth.
Fine. We'll remain here. Hold out as long as we can.
Did you not hear? Your world is doomed. A Flood army, a grave mother, has you in its sights. You barely survived a small contamination.
And you, shipmaster, just glassed half a continent. Maybe the Flood isn't all I should be worried about.
One single Flood spore can destroy a species. Were it not for the Arbiter's Council, I would have glassed your entire planet.
Sir, with respect, Cortana has a solution.
Cortana? Did you see her condition? How damaged she is? She could be corrupted for all we know. Her solution could be a Flood trap.
We should go through the portal. Find out for sure.
What we should do, Commander, is understand, clearly, that this is humanity's final stand. Here, at Earth. We go, we risk everything. Every last man, woman, and child. If we stand our ground, we might just have a chance.
No. If your construct is wrong, then the Flood is already won.
I'll find Cortana's solution, and I'll bring it back.
Earth is all we have left. You trust Cortana that much?
Sir. Yes, sir.
This is either the best decision you've ever made or the worst. Hell of it is, Chief. I doubt I'll live long enough to find out which.
The scene begins to change towards the hustling and bustling of humans and elites alike, preparing for their trip to the Ark. In turn, the music changes and brings us back to that same melody we heard from Halo Combat Evolved, bringing back memories of our former mission and how similar this current mission is. The scene closes out with the elite ships entering the portal, and we get my favorite scene and song next.
Brute ships, staggered line. Shipmaster, they outnumber us 3 to 1. Then it is an even fight. All cruisers fire at will. Burn their mongrel hides.
True ship isn't taking part in the attack. He must have gone to ground.
Roger that, ma'am. We're on him. Kick the door.
Farthest Outpost is one of the coolest tracks in this game, and it accompanies an awesome cinematic scene. Its opening scene encompasses, in my opinion, two of the major motifs of Halo. We get this airy choir opening, showcasing the grandness of the Ark, which is used always in the context of Halo and the Forerunners. Next follows a tempo-heavy theme, signifying the human soldier aspect of this track with its heavy, rock-type tone, reminding us that this is still a war and all of life is at stake here. Overall, this opening section of the song, whether it was written knowing how this scene would play out or not, is truly one of the best tracks from this album. Kudos to the sound team for reusing the opening section in a later track. This level is packed with many familiar themes from Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2, so try to keep up as I list them off. Also, this is one of the longest levels in this game, so there is a ton of music and scenes to discuss, so bear with me. Immediately after the scene ends, we are dumped to this sandy environment and need to traverse on foot to our destination. Another familiar melody comes in, this time from Halo 2, and joins us on our trek. Once we get to some vehicles that we can commandeer, a rework of Perilous Journey from Halo Combat Evolved is played as well. This time, instead of a brass line carrying the melody, it's swapped out with string instruments. Once we destroy some more enemy combatants and our crew spots a landing zone, we head towards this area and after arriving, greeted by the first piece of Behold a Pale Horse, which is a 1-to-1 reproduction of On a Pale Horse from Halo Combat Evolved, this time with more string instruments and a stronger choir presence to strengthen this track. Another callback in the form of a song is played. This section of Behold a Pale Horse is taken from the opening piece of Truth and Reconciliation Suite, once again from Halo Combat Evolved. This time, with a strong string instrument presence, really adds the extra punch into its opening few bars, as you see this massive ship come racing down towards you and park on a dime. The latter portions of Behold a Pale Horse include a nice airy soundscape piece, with a strong drum line to match the trekking you do across this level. Once we are through the wall, it's time to deal with another Scarab, and this time, we have the Halo theme there to help us. It's actually really hard to hear it, since there are so many explosions going off from the weapons being fired, all the vehicles, and the Scarab clunking around too. After heading inside and dealing with some brutes, we get a quick scene between Chief, Arbiter, and 343 Guilty Spark, discussing the map of the Ark and where to find truth. A nice little melody plays in the background, reminding that we are super far from home and on this alien installation trying to save the galaxy from two different threats. Needing to get downstairs so we can be exfilled out of there, more brutes block the way, and Edge Closer cues in during the sequence. We close out the level with the knowledge of where the Prophet of Truth is located,
Commander,
and race there to eliminate him.
Look sharp.
I got it.
No, don't shoot. They mean us no harm. Those units have a priority task.
Oh yeah?
And what might that be?
I really can't say. Not for sure. But if you allow me to find a terminal closer to home.
We must keep the Prophet everywhere, those sites.
But what about your construct? Your solution to the flood? With more data,
Armor's right. We have priorities too. Until we kill Truth, stop the rings from firing, nothing else matters. We hit these 3 generators, and the barrier will fall?
a small section, yes.
Good enough. Johnson, drop the chief at the first generator, then head to the third. The elites will punch right down the middle.
Roger that.
Charlie, Foxtrot. Tower 1 approaches. Active AAA.
Mayday! Can't control her!
Pelican down. Pelican down.
The opening shot is truly a hallmark for Halo games, and with 3 gates giving us a tease of a track for later on in this level, generates so much excitement for the player as they race against time with new allies and equipment to assist you. After destroying the anti-air wraith, racing towards the first tower and shutting it down, we return to the beach to go and assist Johnson with his tower, and this time we are given hornets to fly there. As soon as you take off, a familiar melody plays from Halo 2's Delta Halo Suite, once again overhauled with more string instruments to add that extra intensity to the piece. After arriving, more Covenants stand in the way of the objective in a similar layout to the previous tower. After shutting down the power, it looks like the Flood followed us to the Ark. Now we have to deal with this nuisance again. The track, Black Tower, encompasses us like a dark shadow as we deal with the Flood once more in close quarter combat. After making it outside, it's time to choose our mode of transportation as we race against time and head to the Prophet of Truth's location. At this point, the most famous Halo song kicks in, One Final Effort, with a strong piano focus, intense percussion, classic Halo string choir, and a homage to the original Halo theme. This encapsulates the meaning of Halo in a nice 3-minute musical piece. The music fits perfectly for the situation while you destroy enemy vehicles with your Scorpion tank, then take to the skies and have to deal with 2 Scarabs in this massive battleground. All the noise from this environment can't compare to this amazing track proudly dominating the soundscape. With the Scarabs destroyed, it's time to head inside and deal with the Covenant leader once and for all.
We tread the blessed path. In a moment I will light the rings, and all who believe shall be saved.
Chief, how close are you?
Not close enough.
That the best you got? Oh, come on. Impress me.
Stop, you imbecile! He wants you to kill him.
I'd prefer that you did not.
What's the matter, big shot? Can't start your own party?
I admit, I need your help. That secret dies with all the rest.
Johnson, sound off.
Get out of here!
Not without you.
You delay the inevitable. One of you will light the rings. You cannot hope to kill them all.
You're right.
Do it. Me, then you. Now. No!
Your forefathers wisely set aside their compassion, steeled themselves for what needed to be done. I see now why they left you behind. You were weak, and gods must be strong.
Do not shoot, but listen. Let me lead you safely to our foe. Only you can halt
With the unfortunate death of Miranda Keyes and the Halo rays beginning their firing sequence, we have run out of time. The only thing that's left is to race ahead and put a stop to this.
Stop the rings. Save the rest.
Can you see, Arbiter? The moment of salvation is at hand.
It will not last.
Your kind never believed in the promise of the sacred ring.
Lies for the weak, beacons for the deluded. I will have my revenge. On a prophet, not a plague.
My feet tread the path. I shall become a god.
You will be food, nothing more.
No! I am truth, the voice of the Covenant.
So, you must be silenced. Headstones pushed aside. Corpses shift and offer room. A fate you must abide. We trade one villain for another.
And we get an amazing cinematic as this level closes out and we head back to the beginning to see a new Halo being reborn.
Replacement. The ring you destroyed.
When did you know?
Just now. But I had my hopes. What will you do?
Light it.
Then we are agreed. A tactical post will completely eradicate the local infestation. I will personally oversee the final preparations, though it will take time to fabricate.
How will you light it?
Chief, I'll round up our survivors, fall back to the dawn.
The opening cinematic is a callback to a piece from Halo Combat Evolved, Enough Dead Heroes. This time titled No More Dead Heroes, as the Chief goes on a retrieval mission to extract Cortana from High Charity. This level utilizes a lot of soundscapes and a few tracks from previous levels. When we find Cortana, a nice piano piece plays, "Keep What You Steal," as we have this touching conversation between Chief and Cortana.
Out of place. You might be too late.
You know me. When I make a promise.
You keep it. I do know how to pick 'em.
Lucky me. Do you still have it?
The activation index from the first Halo ring. A little souvenir I hung on to, just in case. Got an escape plan?
Thought I'd try shooting my way out. Mix things up a little.
Just keep your head down. There's two of us in it.
Since this is meant to be a quick mission, nothing new is introduced here musically speaking, so it's time to head out and destroy the Halo one more time.
We are aboard. Humans and elites. Will you not come with us, brother?
No. This is our fight. And I will see it finished.
Johnson, do you have the frigate?
Yes, ma'am. I'll land her as close to the control room as I can.
Safe is better than close, Sergeant Major.
Roger that. Ma'am, it's good to have you back.
As the scene opens up, a beautifully composed track known as Halo Reborn plays, reminding us the grandness and beauty of Halo as we get ready to destroy it in order to stop the Flood.
Halo. It's so new, unfinished. I'm not exactly sure what will happen when we fire it.
We'll head for the portal. And we'll all go home.
We crash land at a familiar location near the control room and immediately need to shoot our way towards the top. The second half of Halo Reborn continues to accompany us with its intense fast rhythmic percussion and screeching string instruments as waves upon waves of Flood endlessly assault us. A little piece of it reminds us of that one track from the library level in Halo Combat Evolved. Once inside, we get an unfortunate cutscene of 343 Guilty Spark losing his cool and attacking our favorite character, Sergeant Johnson. Finally destroying this annoying monitor gives us a chance to ignite the Halo Ray. But before that, we get another touching cinematic between Chief and Johnson, with Greatest Journey softly comforting us.
I'm getting you out of here.
No, you're not. No, don't let her go. Don't ever let her go. Send me out with a bang.
Chief, I'm so sorry.
If you stuck around playing these games, you know that Johnson has been a faithful and loyal soldier since the beginning, so this scene cuts deep and brings tears to any grown man's eyes as Chief deals with another loss of not only a comrade in arms, but a close friend. With the ring activated, time to finish this fight and race against the ring's destruction the good old-fashioned Halo style, a Warthog run sequence. And of course, any good ending run needs the appropriate music to follow it. This time we are given a different version of One Final Effort with no piano presence, but a clearer string and percussion sound. This reminds you of the original Halo theme from Halo Combat Evolved. This entire sequence is probably one of the most famous endings to a game in history. Racing on a Warthog while explosions and pieces of the installation are flying all over the place, running over escaping flood parasites, and racing towards the fort unto dawn.
Chief!
With an exciting climatic end as the Dawn narrowly escapes the ring's destruction and the ship tearing in half in the process.
If we don't make it,
We'll make it.
it's been an honor serving with you, John.
For us, the storm has passed. The war is over. But let us never forget those who journeyed into the howling dark and did not return. For their decision required courage beyond measure, sacrifice, and unshakable conviction that their fight, our fight, was elsewhere. As we start to rebuild, this hillside will remain barren, a memorial to heroes fallen. They ennobled all of us, and they shall not be forgotten.
Present! Up!
I remember how this war started, what your kind did to mine. I can't forgive them. But you have my thanks for standing by him to the end. Hard to believe he's dead.
Were it so easy. Things look different without the Prophet's lies clouding our vision. I would like to see our own world, to know that it is safe. Fear not, for we have made it safe. By your word, Arbiter. Take us home.
Chief? Can you hear me? I thought I'd lost you too.
What happened?
I'm not sure. When Halo fired, it shook itself to pieces. Did a number on the Ark. The portal couldn't sustain itself. We made it through just as it collapsed. Well, some of us made it. Truth and the Covenant, the Flood, it's finished.
It's finished.
I'll drop a beacon, but it'll be a while before anyone finds us. Years, even. I miss you.
Wake me when you need me.
What a way to end a trilogy. Our hero is lost in space, humanity has won, and the Covenant is scattered and ruined more or less, with the elites becoming allies. I chose to play the ending cinematic in its entirety because that whole scene can hold its own without any explanation. Beautiful tracks such as Tribute pay homage not only to the heroes who died in battle, but to you the player for enduring such a long and difficult journey as the Master Chief. Just as the song states, "Wake me when you need me," plays for the final cinematic in the game as we see our hero stuck in space and preparing to rest until he's called upon again. This musical piece does a great job by adding a sense of hope and calmness, and we know that Chief is still alive and there could possibly be more to tell of his story. Once again, I must stress that Halo 3 goes down as one of the most impactful games in history, and I believe that the music helped to achieve this title. Marty O'Donnell and Michael Salvatore brilliantly utilized tracks that we all came to love and enjoy from Halo Combat Evolved and Halo 2 by expanding on their emotion through improved production quality and reorchestration of those tracks. It wasn't until I listened to Halo 3's album repeatedly that I finally understood the true meaning of the album. It's what I said in the beginning. This album is a true love letter to Halo fans. When you ask folks which music from the Halo series is most recognizable, more times than not, folks will call out Halo 3. I believe this shows how much of an impact the music had on that generation of gamers and how it still stands strong today. And with that, we have journeyed a long way to finally finishing the fight and becoming a legend. I want to thank all you viewers and listeners out there for checking out this video and going on this short journey through the first 3 Halo games albums. I know for a fact that there are Halo music enthusiasts out there that have a deeper appreciation for this music than the average Joe. The music of Halo is one of the primary reasons I got hooked on the franchise in the first place. And for that, I am deeply grateful for the hard work that Marty, Michael, and the sound crew put into the Halo games published by Bungie. Without it, many fans would have missed out on this amazing music for countless generations, and the story of Halo would be lost in time. But I know for a fact that this music can stand the test of time and will continue to thrive far into the future as humanity continues to evolve and grow by connecting and inspiring people through this beautifully composed music of Halo. Once again, thank you Bungie, thank you Marty, and thank you, the viewer, for coming along this journey on rediscovering our love for the music of Halo. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.